Hey all, welcome back to EmpireCV.tv, and today, just to confuse me and make me a little more awkward when I speak, we're in a new location that I'm not used to doing. So thank you for everyone who voted to mix it up. I really appreciate that. Today, and just like every day this month, we're talking about the DC, but there's a lot of fun things. Oh, thank you. There's a lot of fun things going on this week as well. The one that I'm probably most excited about is the Wolfman and Perez hardcover that's out. It's an original hardcover set within the heyday of the Teen Titans. Probably the best thing about this new Titans book is it's set in the era of Disco Nightwing. We've got Short Pants Robin, Disco Nightwing. What more do you need? Wolfman and Perez. All right, because I wasn't so good at it last week, we're going to rip open another comic book. X-Men #1. Let's see what the cover looks like. Oh, I think I mangled my comic. No, it's fine. X-Men #1. Spencer's writing it. It is a new start for the team. We've got Wolverine's son. You've got Iceman, Kitty Pryde, Johnny Storm wearing an X-Men uniform. This is another kickoff for the Ultimate Universe. We've had Ultimates, we've had Hawkeye, we've had Spider-Man, and now this one. Obviously, I haven't read it, but I'm excited about it. Sorry, Spencer, I'm not sure what you've done before, but the rest of them have been pretty good. So, here we go. DC. I told you we'd be talking about DC and the Legion of Superheroes. Legion Lost was last week. Legion Lost dealt with 7 members of the Legion stranded in the modern day world. In that book, they mentioned that they'd gone through a Flashpoint incident, which obviously relates to Flashpoint. The world has changed, but in this Legion, in the 31st century, the world is the same as we've read before, much like Green Lantern. I don't know if there's going to be any effects in the long term, but for new readers, it introduces you to the characters. It gives you a good starting spot, but for those of us who followed Adventure Comics and those of us who followed Legion in the last few years, it picks up here with a new adventure with some of the cadets joining them and really goes full bore. It's got beautiful artwork and it's got a great story. This is my pick of the week. All DC #1 titles are 10% off, all of them, throughout the month, including last week's, including this week. Each week I pick one that's going to be 20% off. Legion of Superheroes is a 20% off one. So if you're thinking about trying it, 20% off, can't go wrong. Good writing, great story. And just to show that we love Marvel too, Schism. X-Men Schism. And Aaron is doing this, which you guys will know from some Wolverine books. His dialogue is great. His conflict between Wolverine and Cyclops is really building. But what really attracted me to this one is Alan Davis's artwork. Alan Davis is the man. You guys will probably know him from Excalibur. He did the Captain Britons. His art and his battle scenes are absolutely epic. And in this one, just like the cover shows, it's not one of those covers where we show something and it doesn't happen. Wolverine and Cyclops come head to head, and it all really starts out of Cyclops being the leader of the X-Men, and not just being the leader, but being a leader who chooses to do what needs to be done at the expense of his troops. Wolverine's worried about the kids. The X-Men are spread thin. The Sentinels are worldwide. The mutants are having an incredibly hard time of it. Cyclops decides that the last remnants on Utopia, the children, are going to help defend it. Wolverine, of course, comes to head with him. That doesn't cause him to fight, but then the J word is mentioned. Things get a little hot, and they start battling it out. That would be Jean, Joey. Yeah, they both love him. So, that X-Men Schism. Davis, Aaron, you guys are probably already on board with it, but this is going to be the turning point for the X-Men. It's going to be where Wolverine and Cyclops both go their separate ways. We don't know what's going to happen with Utopia after this one. It's looking pretty grim. Plus, there's a giant sentinel that just keeps rebuilding itself, and it looks like it's about to tear apart the island. And back to 52. Wonder Woman. This is one that I'm really excited about. The reason I'm excited about this one is we have Brian Azzarello on it. Azzarello is a guy you'll know from things crime, noir, his 100 Bullets. This really isn't a fit for him. Wonder Woman isn't something I would imagine that he would do. But because Brian is such an incredible writer, I've been really excited to see what he does. I don't want them just going back and rehashing the Perez stuff. Wonder Woman restarts, the gods are involved, she's on the island. It was amazing. It's been done too many times. This one starts out with a completely fresh start. Wonder Woman, we don't even see the mascara. We find out, or we're introduced to some of the gods. Zeus has gone missing, and in traditional Zeus fashion, we're introduced to some of his children that are scattered across the planet. Good old Zeus. So, Wonder Woman's drawn into it, and what they've done is what they've always really done with Wonder Woman is because she's somebody so far beyond us, we immediately get introduced to a character who is human, someone who can put us in the place to show what Wonder Woman's doing. Because when we're dealing with gods, demigods, monsters from the underworld, and an Amazon that just chops through everything, it can be a little above us. It can be a little more than we can really personally relate to. So when they throw somebody in there who could feel the same way we do and is in imminent danger, we really get to feel the story impact us. Azzarello's doing it. The artwork, a lot of people have been iffy about. I actually think it fits it fine. You can see the style on the cover, but there's nothing wrong with this in here, and it works really, really well for those of you who are worried. You got a better picture of me now? All right. I don't think there's a bad one. The Guild. As you guys know, online show, I don't know what they call those, webisodes, web TV. I'm looking at everybody around here. The Guild is phenomenal. Felicia Day, it's about a group of people who are all guildies in a WoW type world. And they all meet and their own personal problems in life begin to affect each other and pull them together. The Guild has been doing one-shots that showcase all of the different characters. So far we've had one for Felicia, we've had one for Vork, we've had one for Tink, and one for Blades. Clara's got hers now. These things are funny. If you haven't watched the show, it is an 18 and older show, but it's not too bad, but it's really, really hilarious if you're into WoW. Even if you're not into WoW, my wife doesn't play it, but she finds it absolutely funny as heck. So Clara's is this week. There's also a graphic novel available that showcases the 3 issues that came out a couple years ago and shows how the team met and how they came together and became friends. So let's see. Let's just take a peek here. Those were the ones I really wanted to take a peek at. Star Trek gets its own ongoing series this week. Hickman's Red Wing, science fiction at its best. Dark Horse presents, if you guys haven't been looking at this one's a lot of fun. It's an anthology. It's got a bunch of different books in there by a bunch of different creative teams. You got Concrete, you've got some good science fiction, you've got Number 13, which people have been excited about. So each issue is going to mix it up and give you a nice splattering of the independent world. We might as well run down to DC since everybody's been so excited. We got Batman, Supergirl, I'm not really sure what's up with the boots, but whatever. Red Hood and the Outlaws. You got Red Hood, you got Arsenal, and Starfire. A little overpowered there, but I'm going to give it a shot. Nightwing. Ryan brought it out to the front here. Batman Beyond-esque. It's a great looking costume. Deadman. This is a Presents magazine. They're going to do different characters. This is the first 5-issue story arc. Is going to be a Deadman one. They're going to move on from there. You got Green Lantern. You got Catwoman. Interested to see what they do with her. Captain Atom. Blue Beetle gets his own comic. And here's another one people are really excited about. You've got Birds of Prey without Gale, so we'll see where it goes. We'll see what they do and maybe give it a fresh spin. Gale was phenomenal on that book. She made it what it is, but I felt she was getting a little stale towards the end, and it's good to see her move on to something else, even though it's Barbara, but it's a new Barbara that she's never had a chance to write. So let's see what this guy does.
So Barbara's in that book?
No. Barbara is not in that book, but Gail Simone is writing
Batgirl.
Yes.
So it's a Birds of Prey team without Oracle.
Without Oracle, yes. Captain America's still going strong. Daredevil, those two started together, and they are hitting together. We got more Spider Island. You've got Generation Hope. Just because Peter David's the man, X Factor, cannot go wrong. Here's one that everybody's excited about too. This will be the last one. If you guys are reading Fear Itself, you know about the Hammer's Fallen. You know about Juggernaut getting the hammer. He's the avatar of Sidorak, but now he's got a new master. Colossus, Kitty, and Magic all went to Sidorak and petitioned basically that Juggernaut's no longer representing him because he was so big of a threat. They had to do something. Colossus now took on the mantle, and we've got Colossal Juggernaut, or whatever they want to call him. He has the power of Colossus mixed with the power of Sidorak, but Colossus has always been a little bit outmatched by Juggernaut, and he still is, because Juggernaut has the powers of Sidorak along with the power of the Serpent and the Hammer. So this one's where they're finally going to duel it out. I know a couple people who are really looking forward to this, myself included. So as I close out, there are a couple things we need to remind you of. This Saturday, the 24th, yes, the 24th is the Comic Creator Day, the Web Comic Creator Day. The guys from Ebon 07 will be down here from 1 to 4. They're going to show you how to use WordPress, Comic Press, the marketing, the strategies behind getting your comic book out there, and really let you see how to get your book out there. Because with the internet now and the programs available, there's no reason anybody with an idea, anybody with some talent can't have their books on the web. So 1 to 4 this Saturday, come on down and see them. The day afterwards, not only is it SatCon, you can see us with ECV Press down at the SatCon. We're also going to be doing a panel on small press publishing, evidently. I found out about that just recently. And but afterwards, 5 to 9 here at the store, we're doing a DC Relaunch Party. We're going to do the same thing we did for the #1 relaunch for Justice League, and we're going to have some food, we're going to have games, we're going to be hanging out talking about the new books. We're going to just relax for a few hours. Plus, we're going to do a sale. We're going to do something special from 5 to 9. And I believe it's 25, well, no, I know, it's 25% off DC back issues, 10% off DC current books. Was that? Well, they're all 10% off anyways. It was 10% off graphic novels as well. So let's reiterate that. 25% off back issues for DC, 10% off graphic novels, and the new current books right here, plus 20% off Legion of Superheroes if you want to give it a shot. October 1st, 24-hour comic book day, 9 a.m. Saturday to 9 a.m. Sunday. Come down, join us, and create 24 pages of original work. You have to write and draw it. You have 24 pages in 24 hours. It's horrendous. It's horrible. By the end, you are hurting and hating yourself, but you'll feel more creative than you ever have because you're around creative people and you pumped out an idea that I know has been sitting in your head. We always get a lot of people. Come early, reserve your seat. It's a fun event, and you will not regret it after you've slept on Sunday. Other than that, we have a sale coming up on the 8th. I'll tell you guys more about it next week. If you're on the email list, you'll get it. Thank you guys, and have a good one.
God, this is gonna suck. Oh, wait, we're rolling.
I know, we're rolling. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Welcome to EmpireCV.tv. And